It is 3 o'clock in the morning. You are ripped from a deep, peaceful sleep by a sudden, searing pain. Your calf muscle seizes up in a vice-like grip, and you are left helpless in the darkness, waiting for the agony to pass. A nighttime leg cramp is one of the most frustrating and painful experiences for a senior. But what if I told you that this cramp is not just a random event? It is a clue. It is a loud, clear message from your body that something is wrong. But what is it trying to tell you? Is it simple dehydration? Is it a lack of a specific mineral like magnesium? Could it be a side effect from your blood pressure medication? Or could it even be the very first warning sign of a more serious underlying condition? For most people, it is a frustrating mystery. But today, we are going to change that. We are going to take you on a diagnostic journey to become a detective for your own health, to help you find the real reason for your leg cramps, and to show you the simple medicine-free ways to fix it. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to guide us on this diagnostic journey, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life listening to the body's quiet clues and understanding its deep language. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. A leg cramp is not the disease, it is the symptom. As you said, it is the body's loud cry for help. To truly heal, we must not just try to silence the cry with a painkiller. We must investigate the reason for the cry. We must become a good detective.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. We are going to take you on a step-by-step diagnostic journey to solve this mystery. In part 2, we will investigate the common culprits, the simple causes of most cramps. In part 3, we will uncover the hidden culprits, the more serious causes that you need to be aware of. And finally, in part 4, we will reveal the simple, medicine-free solutions that you can use at home. It is a true blessing to have the wisdom to listen to our bodies and the knowledge to understand the signals they are sending us. If you are ready to solve the mystery of your leg cramps, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this is a journey you will not want to miss. Okay, doctor, our diagnostic journey begins now. Let's start our investigation with the most common and often the most easily fixed culprits that could be causing these painful leg cramps. What is the first and most common clue that our viewers should look for?
The first and most common cause of simple leg cramps is a combination of two things that often happen together, especially in older adults. It is dehydration and an electrolyte imbalance. This is particularly common for active seniors, especially during the warm summer months. I had a patient, a wonderful 70-year-old grandmother. Her great joy in life was working in her beautiful garden for hours every day. But she came to me because she was getting terrible, painful leg cramps every single night that were waking her from her sleep. She told me very frustrated, "Doctor, I am drinking plenty of water when I am outside working in the heat. I don't understand why this is happening to me." We sat down and we talked about her routine in great detail. I realized that while she was correctly replacing the water she was losing through her sweat, she was not replacing the essential minerals, the electrolytes, that she was also sweating out in large amounts. Her body was becoming dehydrated at a deep mineral level. I taught her how to make a very simple homemade electrolyte drink. It was just a glass of water with a small pinch of a good mineral sea salt and a generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice. I had her drink this after she finished her gardening for the day. This simple change completely solved her nightly cramp problem. She was simply giving her muscles back the essential minerals they had lost in her sweat.
That is a perfect story because it clearly separates the idea of drinking plain water from the need to replenish electrolytes. Let's explain the science of this for our viewers because it is so fundamental. Your muscles contract and relax based on a beautiful and very precise electrical system. This system is run by 4 key electrolytes, which are minerals that carry an electric charge. These are sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Calcium is the mineral that carries the signal that tells a muscle fiber to contract or to tense up. Magnesium is the equally important mineral that tells that same muscle fiber to relax and to release. And sodium and potassium work together as a team to maintain the proper electrical charge across the muscle cell membrane. This is what keeps the muscle calm and stable when it is at rest. When you become dehydrated or when you sweat out these minerals from activity and you don't replace them, this entire delicate electrical system gets thrown out of balance. The nerves in the muscles can become what we call overly excitable. They are much more likely to misfire and to send erratic signals, which is what causes a painful, involuntary seizing contraction that we call a cramp.
So the first and most common culprit is an imbalance in our essential minerals. The second common culprit is much simpler. It is simple muscle fatigue.
And this is what happens when you do a new activity or you simply work your muscles harder than they are used to on a particular day. For a senior, this could be something as simple as a long day of shopping, walking around a museum, or playing with the grandchildren in the park. When your muscles are overworked, they can run low on their stored energy, which is called glycogen. They also accumulate metabolic waste products. This combination can irritate the nerve endings within the muscle and can lead to cramping later that evening or in the middle of the night as the muscle struggles to recover and repair itself from the day's activity.
And our final common culprit that can be addressed at home is a deeper level of nutritional deficiency. This is specifically in a group of vitamins that are absolutely essential for the health of our nerves.
That's right. For your muscles to be calm, your nerves must be calm. And the health of your nerves is highly dependent on the B vitamins. Specifically, we are talking about vitamin B1, which is called thiamine, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12. These 3 B vitamins are essential for building and for maintaining the healthy protective myelin sheath, which is the fatty insulation that wraps around all of your nerve fibers. You can think of it like the plastic coating on an electrical wire. When your nerves are healthy and well insulated, they send clear, steady, and calm signals from your brain to your muscles. If you are deficient in these B vitamins, that insulation can become frayed over time. This makes the nerves more likely to send the erratic, misfired signals that can trigger a muscle spasm or a painful cramp. So, doctor, we've now investigated the most common culprits for leg cramps, dehydration, simple muscle fatigue, and some basic nutritional deficiencies. But what if a person has already addressed all of those things and they are still suffering from painful cramps every night? This brings us to the next and more serious phase of our diagnostic journey, uncovering the hidden culprits.
Yes, this is a very important area of our investigation because if the simple solutions are not working, it is a sign that the body is telling us a deeper story. Our next hidden culprit is one that is very common in older adults. It is the side effects of medication. Many of the most common medications that seniors take every day can unfortunately have the unwanted side effect of causing muscle cramps. I had a patient, a gentleman in his late 60s. He was a very active man who loved to play golf, but he started experiencing terrible, debilitating leg cramps that were making it hard for him to walk the course. He could not figure out why they had started. We went through his diet, and his nutrition was excellent. He was well hydrated. I then asked him the most important question, "Have you started any new medications recently?" And he remembered that his family doctor had started him on a statin medication for his cholesterol about a month before the cramps began. This was the clue. We worked together with his cardiologist, who confirmed that for a small number of people, statins can cause this side effect. His doctor was able to switch him to a different type of statin that did not cause him this problem. And within a few weeks, the cramps went away completely.
That is such a critical story. And there are two main classes of drugs that are very well known for causing this issue in seniors. First, as your patient experienced, are the statins. For a small percentage of people, statins can cause muscle pain and cramps, possibly by interfering with a key enzyme in the muscle cells called CoQ10. Second, and even more common, are the diuretics, or the water pills, that are so often prescribed for high blood pressure. As we discussed, these medications work by flushing excess fluid from the body, but in the process, they can also cause you to flush out huge amounts of essential electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, which can lead directly to severe cramping. So the important message for our viewers is this: if your cramps started around the same time that you started a new medication, it is very important to have that conversation with your doctor.
So, medication is a very important clue to investigate. Our final and most serious hidden culprit is an underlying medical condition. Sometimes the leg cramp is the body's first and most important warning sign that something else is wrong in the system. I had another patient, a woman in her 70s. She had very persistent cramps, but she also told me that she had a constant feeling of numbness and a pins and needles sensation in her feet. The cramps and the tingling together were a very specific clue. I encouraged her to see her doctor for a full checkup, and it was a very good thing that she did. The blood tests revealed that she had undiagnosed type 2 diabetes. The high blood sugar in her body was beginning to cause nerve damage in her feet, which is a condition called peripheral neuropathy. The cramps were the first sign of this deeper problem.
And that is why it is so important not to ignore persistent leg cramps, especially if they are accompanied by other symptoms like numbness, tingling, weakness, or swelling. As your patient's story shows, it can be a sign of nerve issues, or it could be related to kidney or liver problems, or even thyroid conditions. Doctor, this brings us to the most practical and empowering part of this section. You have given our viewers all of these potential causes. Now, how can they take this information and have an intelligent and a productive conversation with their own doctor? Let's go through some of those diagnostic tests you mentioned. What do these simple blood tests actually tell us?
Yes. After you have told your doctor the story of your symptoms, they can run some very simple blood tests to look for clues.
They will, of course, check your electrolytes like sodium and potassium to see if you have a simple imbalance, and they will likely check your vitamin D and your B12 levels, as we now know that these are so critical for your nerve and your muscle health. A test called creatine kinase, or CK, can be ordered to see if there is any underlying muscle damage or inflammation happening. Your doctor will also check your kidney and your liver function with simple blood tests. These important organs are crucial for filtering waste from your blood and for managing your body's complex chemistry. And as your patient's story so powerfully showed, your doctor will check your long-term blood sugar with a simple test called a HbA1c to look for any hidden signs of prediabetes or diabetes. It is a true blessing of modern medicine to have these incredible tools to look inside the body and to help us solve these mysteries so that we can be good stewards of the incredible bodies that we have been given. And it is a blessing to be able to share this empowering information with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So, Doctor, we've now investigated all the possible culprits, from the simple and common to the more serious and hidden ones. and we have empowered our viewers with the knowledge they need to have an intelligent conversation with their own doctors. Now let's focus on the solutions. For the person who is dealing with those common everyday cramps from things like dehydration, mineral imbalances, or simple muscle fatigue, what are the simple, powerful, and medicine-free solutions that they can start using at home tonight?
Yes. Once you have ruled out the more serious causes with your doctor, there are several very gentle and very effective things that you can do every single day to both prevent and to treat these common cramps. The first and most important of these is proper stretching.
I know that stretching is so important, doctor, but I also know that many people either do it incorrectly or they don't know which specific stretches are the most effective for preventing leg cramps.
The most important muscles to stretch are your calf muscles, as this is where most cramps occur. Let me describe a very safe and very simple stretch that you can do using a wall for support. First, you will stand facing the wall about an arm's length away. You place both of your hands on the wall for balance. You then step one of your feet back, keeping that back leg perfectly straight and making sure that your heel is flat on the floor. Then you gently bend your front knee until you feel a nice gentle stretch in the calf of your back leg. You should hold this for 30 seconds. It is very important that you do not bounce. It should be a gentle, steady pull. Then you switch legs and repeat. The second very important stretch is for the bottoms of your feet. While you are sitting in a chair, you can take a simple hand towel, loop it under the ball of your foot, and then you gently pull your toes back toward your body. This will create a wonderful stretch along the bottom of your foot and up into your calf muscle. Again, you should hold this for 30 seconds on each foot.
And doing these gentle stretches, especially right before you go to bed, and again when you first wake up in the morning, helps to lengthen those muscle fibers and improve their overall flexibility. This makes them much, much less likely to suddenly seize up and cramp.
Our second solution, as we have already discussed, is proper hydration. I cannot stress this enough. You must sip water consistently throughout the day.
And as we said, this is because a well-hydrated muscle is a flexible and a responsive muscle. A dehydrated muscle is a stiff and an irritable one. That habit of consistent sipping is one of the most powerful anti-cramp strategies that there is. Now, what about in the moment that a cramp is happening or right after it has passed? What is the best thing to do?
At that moment, gentle massage and warmth are your best friends. During a cramp, you can use your hands to gently knead and stretch the tight knotted muscle. After the cramp is passed, applying a warm compress to the area or taking a warm bath with some Epsom salts can be very, very soothing. The warmth helps to increase the blood flow to the muscle. This brings in fresh oxygen, and it helps to carry away the metabolic waste products that have built up, which helps to speed up the recovery of the muscle. A very simple but often overlooked solution is also your sleep position. Many people sleep with their feet pointing downwards, which keeps the calf muscle in a shortened, tight position all night long. This can make it more likely to cramp.
So what is the smart solution for that?
You should try to sleep on your back, and you should avoid tucking the blankets in too tightly at the foot of your bed. This allows your feet and your ankles to rest in a more neutral, relaxed position. For some people, this one small change makes a very big difference in their nightly cramps. And finally, we must talk about our foundation, our shoes. Your shoes are your body's connection to the ground. If they do not provide proper support for your feet, they can put a great deal of unnecessary strain on the small muscles in your feet and the larger muscles in your calves all day long. This leads to the muscle fatigue that, as we know, can lead to cramps at night.
So what should our viewers be looking for in a good supportive shoe?
You should look for a shoe that has good arch support to prevent your foot from collapsing inward. It should have a wide toe box that allows your toes to spread out naturally and do their job of balancing you. And it should have a firm, supportive heel counter at the back of the shoe that keeps your foot from sliding around. Wearing supportive shoes during the day is a very powerful way to prevent pain at night.
This is all such wonderful and very practical wisdom. It shows how these simple acts of care, stretching, drinking water, choosing the right shoes, are truly blessed acts of stewardship for the bodies we live in. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very complete diagnostic journey. You've taught our viewers how to become detectives for their own health, to find the root cause of their painful leg cramps. You've given them a full framework from the common culprits like dehydration to the hidden ones like medication side effects. This is a powerful, empowering approach to senior health. By investigating their own unique situation and working with their doctors, our viewers can finally move beyond just treating the symptom and start addressing the root cause of their leg cramps. This knowledge is so vital, and it is a true cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a practical daily way to fight back against the nightly pain of leg cramps and to get the deep, restful sleep that they so desperately need and deserve. Now, doctor, this has been an amazing guide for prevention, but I want to ask a very practical question. What about in the moment of crisis? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, a viewer is woken up by that terrible seizing pain. What are the step-by-step actions they should take right then and there to safely and effectively relieve the pain?
That is a very important question. When you are in pain, it is hard to think clearly. So having a simple plan is very wise. There are 5 steps to your cramp emergency plan. First, and most importantly, do not panic. When the pain hits, our first instinct is to tense up even more. You must do the opposite. Take a slow, deep breath to calm your nervous system. Second, while you are still sitting or lying in bed, gently straighten your leg. Then reach down with your hand and gently but firmly pull your toes on the affected foot back towards your knee. You should feel a strong, steady stretch in your cramped calf muscle. Hold this for about 30 seconds. This is the fastest way to tell the muscle to stop contracting.
And that direct stretch is so effective because you are manually lengthening the muscle fibers that have seized up, which sends a powerful signal to the nerve to stop firing. What is the third step, doctor?
The third step, only if you can stand safely, is to carefully get out of bed and put a small amount of weight on the cramped leg with your knee slightly bent. This can also help the muscle to relax. Fourth, once the initial intense seizing pain begins to subside, you should use your hands to gently massage the tight knotted muscle. This helps to encourage blood flow to return to the area and helps the muscle to fully release. And the fifth and final step is to apply gentle warmth. After the cramp has passed, applying a warm towel or a heating pad to the muscle for a few minutes can be very soothing and can help to prevent it from cramping up again.
That is a life-saving guide for the middle of the night. Thank you, doctor. Now, to bring everything we have learned today together, let's create a simple weekly prevention plan to stop the cramps from happening in the first place, summarizing the key lessons from our entire conversation.
A very good idea. This is the plan to make the emergency plan unnecessary. First, your daily habits. Every single day, I want you to commit to 3 things. First, your gentle stretches for your calves and your feet, both in the morning and before you go to bed. Second, your consistent hydration, sipping water throughout the day. And third, wearing comfortable and supportive shoes. Second, your dietary goals. For your diet each week, I want you to aim for 3 to 4 servings of those wonderful magnesium-rich nuts and seeds. Try to have a banana a few times a week, but always remember to pair it with a protein or a healthy fat. And ensure that you are getting a high-quality protein source like whole eggs daily to support both your muscles and your nerves. And third, your medical awareness. Once every few months, I encourage you to take your list of medications to your doctor or your pharmacist and ask the simple, direct question: could any of these be contributing to my leg cramps? Be your own advocate.
That is a perfect holistic plan. It covers movement, hydration, nutrition, and medical awareness.
I will leave you with this final thought. A leg cramp is a simple message. Your body is asking for a simple nutrient or a simple change in a habit. Please do not ignore the message. Be a curious detective. Listen to the clue, investigate the cause, and you will find the right and simple solution. Your body is waiting to work with you.
It is about being a good steward of our health, which means listening with care and with patience to the blessed bodies we inhabit and seeking the wisdom to understand their needs. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor before making any significant changes to your diet or your daily habits. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide empowering, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information, and be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who might be struggling with painful leg cramps. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know what was the most surprising potential cause of leg cramps that you learned about today. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well